The first artist and song, I think the first artist I recorded actually was the Duke Ellington Band. It was for his son's label, Mercer Record. The first hit I had what they were called race records in those days. Before they were called rhythm and blues, they were called race records. And Herb Abramson, who was one of the owners of Atlantic Records, I was working on a Saturday, called the studio, and I was the only one there. And he said, "Al, do you have time this afternoon?" I said, "Yeah, it's open." So he said, "Great." So he brought a group called the Clovers over, and we did 2 songs. One of the songs was "Don't You Know I Love You So," and it was a huge R&B hit, or what we call race record hit in those days. That was my first hit. I just, I guess by reputation, and you start doing stuff, and people, I want the guy who did Breezin' with George Benson, or I want to work with the engineer who did Unforgettable with Natalie Cole. In 1962, I left engineering and became a producer at RCA. And as a producer, I was doing Hugo Montenegro, Sam Cooke, Eddie Fisher, Jefferson Airplane, Hot Tuna, Gail Garnett, Glenn Yarborough, so I had like 11 acts that I was producing. So that was, I started getting a reputation of being a producer. I was doing well and making some hits, especially with Sam Cooke, which, as an engineer, I recorded most of his big hits. So now his producers, Hugo and Luigi, they were the guys that produced him, and they were very successful guys. They started their own label, Atco Records. And so when they left, Sam said, "Well, I've been working with Al a lot, so I'd like to have Al produce me." So I didn't get any better than that. Yeah, you do have to pay your dues, but I got to tell you, when I talk to schools and young engineers and they ask for advice, I always tell them to, follow your heart. Don't give up no matter what, because you never know when that little break is going to happen and all of a sudden your career will expand. And that's happened so many times with guys that were just kind of engineers, really good at what they did, but they never had anything explode. And all of a sudden they do one artist and they get a big hit. The artist gets successful. They keep doing that artist, and other people want to work with them. And that's how the career opens up. It's by reputation. I always tell them, get up in the morning, take a shower, make sure you look good when you come to work, that you're not smelling, and you pay attention to everything that's going around you. And always make friends with the musicians. They're your best friends in the studio. And, I tell them, if the guy's got an instrument and you've never seen before, you don't know where to put the mic, ask him. He said, "Well, maybe the last time they put it right here and it sounded pretty good. So now you got a place to start." So it's things like that, I think, that help careers and all. But it's just, sometimes it's just luck that a door opens and you get that big break and you get that hit, and then all of a sudden people want that guy that did the record.